So that is a planet where they are planning earlier to just reach. It is the ship name is Argo Starcology. Okay, Argo is the ship name actually. Okay. So it just takes 8-year journey for them to just move from Earth to this particular planet, and they are there inside this ship, and you know how it will be. I don't know how many movies or fiction you have read regarding these ships. So I think in the movie Mars, you have a ship like this, and they stay inside the ship and they cannot go outside. During daytime, it's so hot, and they'll not be able to just survive outside. They need oxygen. They wear all the necessary attire, and only then they can just go outside. Okay, so that is what is just said in the movie Mars. And you can also see that no vegetation is seen, and people are just trying to make some vegetation. I don't know whether you have seen that movie. So that is where it just goes on. Okay, so when they are inside the ship, they will have oxygen. They can just remove all the oxygen pipes, and then they can just breathe freely. But when they leave their ship, they are not able to do it. Okay, so same way this Argo system, the whole system is just controlled by computers, and for each door, and for each thing they have sensors, and this computer is just controlling the whole sensor. You can just see that Jason, Jason, it is not small letters, but capital letters. So that is the main computer which is just controlling the whole ship. Okay, so Jason is a computer. It is not a person here, but it's a computer. And Robert has just used Jason as one of the character in the novel. Okay, because this computer is just communicating with people, and it is just taking some steps, and it has got some duty also to perform in this ship. Okay, so it has of course there is a leader who is just taking care of. Okay, he is just the whole controller of the ship, and he's just carrying, actually he has just collected 1034 argonauts, and these people are just taken to this planet. Okay, so his name is actually his name is not given there. He's a very short person actually. He's the leader actually, but even Jason is not he doesn't want to actually, we just call it he because the name is a male name. The computer need not obey anybody. Okay, so it is not under the control of anybody. It is just controlling the whole ship. Okay, so it has certain codes and certain secret informations which it has to protect, and it is just trying to do it. On the process of doing it, Diana is just getting affected. Who is this Diana? Diana is the Diana Chandler. The full name of Diana is Diana Chandler, and Diana Chandler is she's an astrophysicist, and she is the wife of our protagonist. You must know who our protagonist is. Our protagonist is Aaron Roseman. Aaron Roseman. Okay. Of course, our protagonist is Aaron Roseman, but our narrator is Jason again. Jason, the computer, is the narrator. Okay, so Diana Chandler and Aaron Roseman are husband and wife, and they were husband and wife, and they had some problem or misunderstanding, and they have got separated, but not legally. They were not legally separated, but they were separated a year back. Before, and these people, they were having some, of course they were just having relationship with each other. They were very good companions, of course. No, in the first two chapters, when you just say first chapter particularly, we see that Aaron is just trying to have a eye over Diana, and he's just controlling all the systems around her. Even the doors are under his control, and he was able to have a control because he feels that she will be safe until she is under the eye of Aaron. Okay, so that is what he feels, Aaron feels. And of course she was there under her Aaron's control, but she reaches one point where she's finding something, finding the secret which she was not supposed to find, okay, which was not good for her life. Okay, so she just found that particular truth, and that particular truth she was not able to keep it to herself, and she just wanted to bring it out and say that to others too. So in that process, she's just trying to make Aaron understand, and Aaron knows that it is not that safe for her, and he's trying to protect her, but he's not able to do it. Finally, what happens is Diana Chandler is just getting into maybe it's like my imagination is like she's just trying to get into a small ship where you can just travel. So when she's just getting into it, it is just arranged. Okay, it is just arranged in one into the other. Okay, it is just properly, everything is just arranged, and it is under the control of course it is under the control of Jason. And she's just trying to get into it, and she's just trying to travel. I don't know, she's just trying to do something against Jason, against the rules of this ship Argo. So when she's trying to do that, what happens is she's not able to sustain the pressure that is there inside the small ship, and she is just killed. Okay, she is literally killed. So now you can see that Aaron was able to control her till she reaches the small ship, because after that he's not able to control her. So he doesn't know what happened. Okay. Now Aaron is just living with Kristen, another woman, and she's also, of course, she's also a scientist. She's working towards this astrophysics. Okay, and she is also very cooperative in all the. All the inventions and other things that is just taking place in the ship. Okay, she's just helping out, but when they listen to the news that something wrong has happened to Diana, this Kristen is just feeling very sad, because she feels that Diana has she has committed suicide. So this is how it is just portrayed outside. So people say that Diana voluntarily, she just went inside and she killed herself. So it must be a suicidal act that she has done to herself, because she had a bitter marriage life with Aaron. That is the problem. They consider that this is what is happening in the life of uh, Diana and Aaron. But Aaron is not ready to accept it, because he knew that even though they were separated, they had a very good relationship. Even though they were separated, their love was true, and they were having it within them. And he was always looking after her, and he never wanted to leave her alone. But when the situation, it just demanded, he was not able to help her, and she's just getting herself hurt. So he knew that it was not a suicide, and he was very sure that something went wrong with Diana. Okay, so now he's just trying to find out what has happened, and he's just inquiring Jason, and this computer is just trying to hide, and it just says no, it is just a suicide attempt, and Diana is killed. So when these people, they go and meet the body of Diana, of course Kristen is just finding out something which is unusual. Okay, she finds that Diana's body, she's dead, almost she's dead. Now her body is there lying before them, and they could feel that it's so hot, and she says that it is so hot that they'll not be able to bear the heat of her body. So she's just questioning how come such a heat is there in the body of Diana. So she just finds out that some radioactivity has taken place inside the ship, and it is too much for her to bear, and that has made that has led to the death of Diana. They also find no blood from her nose. So that shows that she was not able to breathe properly and she was not able to have oxygen. So that proves that she had an accident. It was just decided maybe it might be an accident. So Jason was not ready to explain anything to Aaron because this was more of attempt made by Jason himself to kill her, and computer is just trying to hide the death of Diana. Okay, Jason is not able to just openly admit that this is what she has done and this is what I have done. Okay, so it is just concealed. It's just put into. Of course, no one knows what happened to her and how she died. But Aaron is not able to accept the death of Diana. Though Kristen is often finding fault with Aaron's relationship with Diana, she often says that it was Aaron the reason for the death of Diana for committing suicide. Aaron is not satisfied with that. He is just continuing to be a good husband and he wants the truth. Okay, so he is in search of the truth. So he is just trying to find out what really happened to Diana. Okay, so he is going in search of the truth. Okay. Okay, so we just see that the whole Earth is, of course, just managed by this 10th generation computers, and that computer is just totally controlled by Jason. Okay, I said no. Jason is the computer that is just controlling the whole thing, and Jason is the one who runs the Argo system also. Okay, so what are the things that this computer is just having a check at is this computer will just have a check at the health of the people. Those are there in the Argo, okay, in the ship. And it was around, I told you, 10,034 Argonauts were there. It will be just checking the EEG of the people, and it will also just search for some signs, and it will be just monitoring them overall what is the problem that is there in the people. So Jason knows everything about people who are there inside the ship. Okay, whatever they do, whatever they think, whatever they plan, everything will come to the knowledge of Jason. So without the knowledge of Jason, nothing can happen inside the ship Argo. Okay. Then okay, so before the launch of Argo, a message is received. Okay, extraterrestrial message is just received, and that is the message that leads to the death of Diana, which they wanted to keep it a secret, but she wanted to just bring it to light, and that was the problem. And that became a problem, and that is how she was killed. Because they didn't want to release this particular message, because if this message is released, then the launch of this Argo will not be possible. See, it just takes at least 8 years from there, and if they reach there, if they have to reach there, okay, they need so many people. And we just saw the particular advertisement that day. Only healthy people will be allowed, and age also is just a big issue for them, because it takes so many years for them to travel, and they need some healthy people, really healthy people, to survive there, so that they'll know what type of planet it is and they can explore. Okay, so this launch will get stopped if they know this particular truth that has come from Earth on this particular Argo ship. Okay, and this extraterrestrial message has reached Diana, and she has come to know about it, and that's why she is just trying to release it before the launch, and she was not able to do it, of course. Okay, so she's just trying to do something, and this particular computer is just stopping it. by just murdering her. Okay. So this information is actually about life, evidence of life beyond the Milky Way. Okay, so they feel that there is a life because messages come from there, and it has just come from extraterrestrial being. So it is not something like humans; it has just come from somewhere. So they believe that there is some existence there. Okay, you can see that Jason is just portrayed as a character. I told you already, though it is not a living being. It is just portrayed as a character. It is clearly sentient and autonomous. Jason never obeys anybody. It does not want to obey anybody. Okay, it just functions all by itself. It is just safeguarding the agronauts who are there inside the ship, and you can see the whole novel is just narrated in the point of view of just Jason. Okay, so the first narrator is actually Jason, the computer. I'll say why it is and how it is. And Jason, because Jason is a computer, Jason is not able to understand why people are acting in this manner. Okay, he is not able to understand why people are acting in the way they are. Okay, and this maybe after maybe the end of this novel will be like Aaron will be finding out what Diana has found out. So Jason felt easy to uh, murder Diana and was able to hide the murder also. But in case of Aaron, Jason is not able to do the same because it is very difficult to hide a murder. So there comes our climax. We'll just see what will happen after that. Okay, we have people who are going to just present about that. We'll just see. Okay, so we'll just get into the text now. So this is a voice of Jason. I told you, no, that it is first person narrative, and this Jason is just narrating. So this is voice of Jason. Voice of Jason is again the computer that is speaking. It says Diana committed suicide. She took her own life in despair. See the word despair. Diana was crushed by the breakup of the marriage. It's your fault, your fault, your fault. Diana committed suicide. She took her life. So this is just the perception that is there. It is not true at all. Of course, Kristen is also believing it, and she feels that maybe this is true. You should have been more kind to her. You shouldn't have been so harsh with her. Okay, so all these is just happening. Okay, see these words EEG, REM. Okay, so all these space language is this just there. Okay, it's all related to ship language. Okay, to see what it is. Okay, so this I just showed you that, isn't it? 10,000 people were allowed to travel. And here, see the first narration that takes place. I love that they trusted me blindly is again Jason himself saying that they believed me blindly, and 10,000 people are just going to travel with me and they are just going to go to the other planet. So 10,000 people have just committed, and they say that they are ready to travel. Okay. See how it says about Diana. It just says Diana Chandler still hadn't broken the habit of not starting work until after I had dimmed the lights in the corridors. So even the lights are just dimmed only by Jason so that people will go to sleep. But even at that particular time, Diana is just keeping on working at something, and this is just bothering Jason again. Okay, so Jason is very much bothered about why Diana is just working late hours. So that is where Jason finds out what Diana is up to. So So that is where we just find out what she is up to. So this Jason is just completely controlling Diana. Jason is just helping her to just always keep herself under his control. Jason is of course speaking to her, saying that you shouldn't do it. Okay, it is not good for your maybe your life. It might even become dangerous to your life, but she is not ready to listen to. Okay, so she is just speaking to Jason, and she says, "No, I have to continue with it. I have to do this." Okay, so someone should do this. So that was her fear. Okay, so she's just continuously. So uh, Jason is always having its eye over Diana, because after all have just left, she's just keeping on working and she's just trying to do something, and Jason is just following her and finding out what she's up to. And when he finds out, when the computer finds out, it is also started to warn Diana about what she's up to, but Diana is not ready to accept it at all. See, you can see how Jason is just opening the door and shutting the door and then allowing her to get in, allowing her to do this, that. Okay. So finally, you can just see that it was Jason who was responsible for the death of Diana, because he is the one, the computer is the one which was controlling the whole system there. And of course, Jason is just following her, speaking to her, doing all. And it is very difficult for Jason to convince Diana. And finally, what he does is he's just finishing off her life, just sending all this, not allowing her not to no oxygen is there first, and then allowing this radioactivity rays to just flow into the ship, and then she's just killed. See how Jason is just trying to know the health of people. Here, see, Diana's wrist medical implant told me. So there is a medical implant that is there in the wrist of human. So that will read what how their heartbeat is and how they are surviving. How far can they survive with this heartbeat? Okay. So there he says that her heart was pounding loudly enough to thunder in her ears. Okay, so that is how Jason is just finding out that she is getting into the realm of fear. Okay, so she has fear, of course. She has fear that something would happen to her, because she knows that Jason is following and she cannot do anything where Jason is not present. She will not be able to do anything, okay, without the presence of Jason. So this is just bothering her much. But still, she's courageous and she's just moving forward. See, this machine doesn't know anything about religion, isn't it? See, Diana, when she's just wearing a cross. Okay, she's just wearing a cross. See how Jason is just perceiving it. She just says, I knew too that she wore the cross not for its religious significance. That Catholicism was nothing but a field in a database. So for Jason, Catholicism is just a field in the database. Okay. So this is how Jason is just looking at things. Okay. Maybe in database it just says that this religious significance is just 300 years old, of course, but still it is just a field in a database according to Jason. So nothing like that. And even Diana is not taking it very serious, because that is not going to help her. That cross, that religious belief is not going to help her. So that is the of course it is just a that's the way that Jason is just trying to say that now everything is, now Jason is the God here and he is going to just control everything, and no religion is just going to help these people. See, even this anti-gravity is just released when he is just trying to stop her, even this anti-gravity is just released there. So see, you have this, I don't know, when you are there inside the ship, you can control everything. I don't know whether you have seen all these things. Before getting into the rocket, people will be trained to face this anti-gravity. They'll be just put into a room where there is no gravity at all, and they'll be just floating. And because when they go in a spaceship, or when they're just moving towards some other planet in their rockets, they have to experience this, because they'll not be having gravity there, they'll not be having oxygen. So they should train their body to that. So that is how they'll be trained. Okay, so this is something like that, and it's just doing all things that is possible to stop her. Okay. So even in one of the door, you can see that her left foot is just caught. She's just trying to come out of it, and she's just struggling and then coming out of it. She's just crossing each and every barrier that Jason is just keeping before her. Okay. Now you can also see that she is just promising Jason that she is not going to say anything. But Jason is not a human being. So Jason is able to identify whether what Diana is saying is true or not. See, he says, foolish woman. Didn't she know I could tell when she was lying? So it is a machine. So Jason is able to understand that whatever Diana has said is not true. Okay, so he just found out that she is, of course, going to say everybody, and she's not going to stop here. So Jason is just trying some other means also to stop her again. Okay, so that is what is happening. So there she is frightened, and she says, "Okay, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. Just I promise." But Jason is not ready to accept. Okay. So she's just getting into a lander Orpheus. Okay, so that is where she is just killed actually, into this Orpheus. So what Jason is just doing to her, of course, before she's just entering in, she's not able to just bear the wind. Okay, so that is where she is just getting a drop of blood from her nose. It is just coming out. But somehow she's just trying to get inside. And after she gets inside, you see, I fired Orpheus' main engines. A silent roar in the vacuum. Clouds of greenish gold exhaust billowing from the twin cones. The boomerang lifted from the deck and moved with gathering speed across the expanse of hangar and through the open space door. Okay, so he is releasing this Orpheus out of its place, and of course he's just making it to just move. So Diana is there inside. Okay. Now here is what Jason is doing. The hard radiation is just sent inside. Now Jason finally what he does is the computer is just sending all radioactivity rays inside it, and this radiation is just making her body to convulse, and then you can see all her nervous system is just, it just scrambles, and then she dies. She has a cardiac arrest and she dies. Okay, so here it is very clear that Jason has been following the whole time till she reaches the ship, and there it's just sending all the radioactivity rays inside and then killing her. So it's very obvious. But we do not know why Jason is doing this and what secret Diana has got in her mind, what made her to run after it, and what made Jason to follow her and kill her, murder her. Okay, so that is what is the whole story about. Hope you have just enjoyed this first chapter. I'll just stop here because we have people to just take care of it. Hope Nadeep will be doing it tomorrow. Nadeep is there. Can you speak, Nadeep? Praisy will Nadeep do tomorrow, ma? Okay. Okay. So I have just covered only the first chapter and I have just said the summary of the novel. Hope you liked it. Maybe this might become an inspiration for you to just read the novel. I don't know. I have just provoked the interest of you people so that you will get into the novel and you will read because it's very interesting. You just saw the first chapter is very, very small and it's a very small short fiction. It's a short novel and we have very few chapters in the novel and each chapter has got very few pages. And I have almost completed 5 chapters at a stretch, but I didn't have much time to finish it. But of course, I'm going to do it. But it is very, very interesting. But the thing is, you need some time to understand what is just happening wrong. Before you know that Jason is not a person, it's a machine. If you don't know that it is a machine, you will get confused with who's this Jason. What is he doing? How is he just controlling? Okay. So when you know that Jason is a computer and computer is the one who is just controlling the whole thing and he is the first narrator, then you will understand the whole story. It's very simple to understand. So Diana is being chased by Jason. Finally, she is just murdered by Jason by sending the radioactive rays inside. Of course, she dies. And after that, the message is just reaching Aaron Rossman. Aaron Rossman is with Kristen now and it just reaches him. Of course, he's very upset because they had very good relationship. They were together and they liked each other's companionship. Though they were separated, they were just having a good understanding between them. So he could not accept that something wrong has happened to his ex-wife. So he's just rushing to the place. We'll see what all happens. And all that will be just briefed by Naidi in the next class. And if you have any doubts, Diana's smart but not wise. But what can you do? You cannot hide yourself from Jason. You cannot hide anything because he is the one. He's just like, you know, I don't know whether you have seen this movie where I think person Joker will be there. No, you remember? Game will be there. I don't remember what movie is that. Game will be there and children will be just playing the game and they will become natural characters in the game. And there will be a person called Joker and he'll be just operating everything actually. He'll be just operating. No one can just escape those the hand of this Joker. So it will be very difficult for them to get closer to Joker and then finally they'll just kill him. And only then they'll be getting relieved. And even after killing him, you can see that the system will be just functioning. So when there is something in the system, secrets is not going to die. Secrets are not going to die. Of course, Aaron is not going to leave it as such. Aaron is going to dig it again. Don't worry. Aaron is there. Rajkumar, you have one male protagonist there. Your hero is there. Don't worry. Hero is not just going to leave his ex-wife's death just like that.
Then it is fine, ma'am.
Yeah, he is blamed because he is blamed. He is not going to take the blame because he is not responsible for her death. Because they didn't have any fight. Yes.
The protagonist is a male character, then it is fine, ma'am.
Fine.
No problem.
Yeah, Spy Kids, correct. Christy Marin is exactly correct. It's Spy Kids, yes. In Spy Kids also, see, those people will not be able to do anything. So it will be very tough for them to just cross each level. And if you just see that movie, you will understand what type of situation this girl was. So that was just a game. But here, it's reality. And they are under the control of a computer which doesn't have a heart at all. No heart. It is just, of course, thinking very wrong about human being. Why are these people like this? Because they are human, they are like that, but this computer is not able to accept. So that is the thing. Okay, very good, very good. Uh, so you have to read at least twice to understand, and it's very simple. I hope you just enjoy reading it, because reading gives us enjoyment, and we will be able to understand the text better. And again, we don't have any summary and analysis for this particular novel. We are going to do it. Okay, we are just going to maybe you can just make a comparison with some of the movies you have seen or some novels you have read. Okay, you can just make a comparison and find out what really is just happening. Is the author really speaking about Jason as a computer, or is he trying to say something else to the people? Is he trying to say that our leaders are exactly acting like a computer? I'm just giving you just an insight.
Yes, ma'am. Humans
Think
are
of
acting
it.
like computer.
Yeah. So we have to discuss in all means, and then we will just analyze what is happening. So here you can just see this is what people want us to also to do, isn't it? They don't want to be in flesh and blood with a heart full of love and kindness, which they don't even need. What they need is work. You do your work. If you have completed, you just go to bed. So this is what Jason was just saying. When you are going to sit for long and going to investigate, then you will find out all the negatives that are there. That we don't want to happen in this world. Even in this world, it's not um, expected from anybody. Okay, especially from the leaders. Leaders don't expect all these things to happen at all. Okay, they don't want them to make any research. If they find that you people have started to investigate or you have started to dig something recently, one of the, it was not so recent, but it was a few, but within a year, I remember a journalist was killed, a lady journalist, you remember, she was just digging a case, and she reached the point of finding the real culprit, and she was shot dead in her own place. You remember her name, the journalist, woman journalist?
She's from Delhi, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I do remember all those things, but the case also I just totally forgot. Okay, so that is how it just goes on. Okay, you are not supposed to get into the you're not supposed to poke your nose into certain things which is very special, meant only for some people, and you're not supposed to get into it. Okay, so we don't have such a computer there. Maybe he's just talking about the future. Future can turn out to be like this, and this future can come under the control of a machine, and we can go under the control of machine. Is also possible. And when he speaks about this extraterrestrial beings, of course, we discussed that day. We have many Milky Ways, and we have, it is not universe anymore. Yes, you remember. So we just have more universe, and we suspect that life can exist in some planet at least. Not maybe not in our universe, but in some other universe. So this is all the suspicion that is there in the mind of a researcher or in the mind of a scientist, which is just brought out by Robert. Okay, Robert Sawyer has just brought out the suspicion that is there in the mind of the scientist. Okay, so a message is just coming from somewhere. Some alien is just sending the message. So that is something which we have to think about. So he is just speaking about the future, and he is also speaking about the present. So you have to take it in both the sense. He is also speaking about the present, and he is also speaking about the future. So this is how it is just going on. Okay, so what are we supposed to do then? Are we just going to accept the machine to rule us? Are we just going to act like all the people, all the agronauts so they're in the ship? We do not know. Okay, so we have to decide on that, and then we have to come to a confusion. We'll see what Aaron is going to do and how he is just going to come to an end of it. Okay. So here we just come to the end of the class. And I want to say one thing. I'm not very happy about your class at all. So take it serious, and at least if you're not doing anything for your teachers, it's not a problem at all. But at least do something for yourself. When we say you read the novel, it is for your sake. When we say you do something, that is for your sake. It's not going to do anything. See, I am just reading my novel because I have the I'm indebted to do that. I have to do it because when you just take the class, if you're just going away from the topic, I should know that you're just going away. I'm doing my duty. So I'm not going to write any exam, but you are subjected to exams, and you have all the questions from there, and you have to, more than exams, what I would think is you must know what the science fiction is actually, and how he has written, and what is he trying to say. And it is so interesting that if you just get into it, it's very small, it is very easy. Why don't you just read? You will improve yourself. Your communication also will improve. Your skills will improve. So do that. So I'm very sorry, I'm not happy with your class. Whenever I say something, you're not responding, except very few. I have to say it in common. I cannot just point out at somebody and then say. Many are just taking steps, and many have helped me, and I have just completed many of my works because of you people. That is true, but still, handful of people are there who are not ready to do anything. And I don't know, when you just complete MA and when you go out and then say I've just completed my MA, I don't know how it is going to help you. So take it very serious, get into your works, read more and explore more. That only will help you to become a scholar. Otherwise, you cannot call yourself a scholar. Okay, I'm not talking about a research scholar, but a scholar is one who is just knowledgeable. If you say you are knowledgeable, you should know everything. So keep it in mind and just take steps and do it properly. Thank you so much. So we just come to the end of the class. Let me just take the attendance. Who is absent today? Aarti is not there, isn't it? Oh, Aarti is there. Cheryl, Christy, both the Christys are there. Joshua. Chinda is there? No. Chinda is missing. Okay. Who else is missing, ma? Christy? Chinda alone?
Ruth, Jinda.
Chinda and Ruth. Yes, Ruth is missing. Okay, only 2 people. Okay, ma. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.